The working class has borne the brunt of the harsh economic conditions. This has caused many to live from hand to mouth and drowning in debt. But the well-being of workers was not the only reason why Cosatu and its affiliated unions took to the streets across the country. Among their other demands was an increase of the SRD grant, the implementation of the two-pot pensions reform, and urgent interventions to prevent the collapse and liquidation of the post office. Cosatu President Zingiswa Lusi, who led the march in Gqeberha, says although there was a low turnout, the Federation is not discouraged from getting its message across.
It is winter, workers are demoralized because of the issues, but workers came out. We are happy that we managed to come here, but we have also been very clear to the leadership of this metro that workers cannot tolerate political instability. Workers cannot tolerate the non-service delivery.
In Kimberley, in the Northern Cape, workers demanded the end of corruption, unemployment and improvement in the living standards of workers, also curbing job losses, putting the post office in the spotlight where employees are facing possible unemployment.
We have also raised issues around corruption. We know that when you steal from the public purse, in fact, you are stealing our jobs. Many workers have lost their jobs because of corruption. We once had the statistics that says that for every 26 billion rand that gets stolen in the public service, almost 72,000 people are losing their jobs. So families are then suffering because of that.
Cosatu in the Western Cape has called on the provincial government to do more to address crime in poor areas, and it also wants urgency from national government in arresting high levels of unemployment, corruption and the erosion of workers' rights. Workers demand the speedy prosecution of corruption cases and improved implementation of the national GBV plan. Those who joined the picket lines say the rise in cost of living, high unemployment and job losses are contributing to the breakdown of society.
On a day-to-day basis, people is losing their jobs, contracts is ending, retrenchments, factories is closing down, and there's a very big impact because there is 10 people in a household, for example, and then 8 of them is at home. They don't have a work, and then 2 is working. So when that 2 people also lose their job, then who's going to be the breadwinner?
In Mpumalanga, the march was in solidarity with farm workers. Cosatu members marched to the AP Force and Science farm to hand over a memorandum of grievances. The union used the march to call for decisive leadership that will attend to the workers' challenges timelessly.
What we require as good progress is that we need good leadership and very decisive leadership in the country. We want a leadership that understands the plight of our people, the pains, a leadership that will act if things are not happening.
In the province of Limpopo, workers say there's been a lack of urgency concerning the implementation of the Special Investigating Unit report on alleged corruption at the Provincial Department of Health. Workers from different Cosatu-affiliated labor unions believe the lack of accountability and impunity enjoyed by those implicated in corruption are major contributors to what they call a decline in ethical governance.
We have an SIU report that concerns this department where we are marching now, where we have stopped now. We also have the forensic report related to the VBS. Those reports have not been implemented. We haven't seen people going to courts and to be prosecuted in the courts so that courts may take appropriate decisions in terms of the guilt or not of the accused.
In Durban, unions affiliated to Cosatu say there are many issues affecting workers in KwaZulu-Natal, including labor brokers and rising unemployment. They've called on government to stop undermining collective bargaining when negotiating for workers' wages. The Union Federation further called on the eThekwini municipality to revise its billing system.
We have demanded to the African National Congress and its government that they must relook and review the macroeconomic policy in our country. We need an economic policy that is alive to the fact that what we are faced here is not just any kind of an economy.
Free State, a handful of marchers also took to the streets. Workers in various municipalities in the province have gone unpaid for months. The union has called on the Harmony target mine to reinstate shop stewards who have allegedly been fired due to their affiliations.
There's issues about corruption, there's issues about non-implementation of the resolutions, the issues around poor service delivery to the municipalities. You know that about 2 out of 258 municipalities have collapsed, and these municipalities, workers in this province, you've got almost about 8 or 9 municipalities that are not able to pay workers.
In Gauteng, the march concluded at the office of the Premier, Banyaza Lesofi. Cosatu's second deputy president, Lufuno Duncan, was disappointed that the Premier could not accept the memorandum himself.
Comrade, it cannot be as a working class when we are wanting our government. We want our government with the issue of the, what you call, Amani tolls. They didn't listen. But this is Comrade Banyaza. Not for only that, wanted to thank him as well for trying and create jobs, comrade. Though it is just a dent, as the chair said. However, he's doing something, comrade, compared to all these other provinces. It's unfortunate that he decided to say, relegate us and say, no, you'll go to other things and not come here. Disrespect Motaban. Maybe, comrade, let's also remind ourselves, commend yourselves, comrade, for what you did.
Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation David Mahlobo received the memorandum and commended the workers for exercising their rights. At the same time, the poor turnout is said to be attributable to organizational weaknesses in the Federation.
Today's turnout in the Cosatu marches, it's a demonstration that the Federation is experiencing some organizational weaknesses. The muscle to pull a huge protest program is no longer as it used to be.
Diabo Seto, SABC News, Johannesburg.